Alright, so this will be the highly requested Dosa PvP guide. I will be going over these topics in the video. Timestamps of everything will be down in the description. So immediately we do have the DR versus Evasion. DR is the only viable option here. Dosa does not have any evasion buffs or passives. So these are the crystal setups I recommend. You can pause the video here or just check the link in the description for the crystal presets. And regarding locked skills, I only lock Downpour. I never used this and it used to mess up some combos with Blinding Slash before. Not sure if that's still the case, but I find zero use of this ability. Other than that, you use most of your kit. For the Rabams, I use Dual Slash, which can have some value as a re-CC ability, but honestly both of these are quite shit. However, the 57 Rabams are both good, so choose whichever you prefer here. I personally go with the on-demand iframe Moonlit Haze, which I use all the time, it's a really good one. And the 58 Rabams are quite niche and honestly quite shit as well, so I go with the Wind Shear for bigger area on the Knockback Retaliate, but you can go with either. Alright, so with the buffs and debuffs, Succession does have a unique mechanic called Fog Level. This always gives you 20 AP and then crit chance based on the level of the passive. You gain a Fog Level or refresh the Fog duration if already at level 4 with these skills. You immediately gain Fog level 4 when you use your E buff. You can easily get to level 4 by doing this combo as well. And once you have this buff up, you will never lose it. You're constantly using skills that gives your fog level or refreshes it. But you can use any combination of these previously mentioned skills just to gain your fog level up. And once you get this to level 4, you don't ever have to think about it in combat, because you will be spamming your C skill on cooldown and this by itself will constantly keep this refreshed. And another thing this fog level does is apply a minus 20 DP buff on your target with these abilities. So this fog level acts as a buffer and a debuff for passive, as well as you have your forward RMB, which is an evasion shred, your S RMB, which is a movement speed slow, and your forward F, which is a DP buff. Another thing that is unique to Succession Dosa is that you are immune to attack and movement speed slows due to this buff. These skills remove slow and grants you immunity to them for 5 seconds. You can keep this up permanently. And you also have a pain debuff on Shift LMB and a burn debuff on Shift E, allowing us to have decent dot damage combined with a bleed add-on. However, this was indirectly nerfed a few patches ago when they buffed everyone's health, but it's still decent. These are the add-ons I currently use for all PvP content, but if you end up doing different combos than I do, then you have to change your add-ons accordingly. You don't really have too many cancels as a Dosa. We have your Shift RMB, which is extremely slow if you don't chain it after any skill, which will cancel the wind up. Then we have Mystify, which allows you to pocket these 4 skills by using the skill and then clicking a direction key while charging it. And when you click one of these direction keys, you will Mystify, which will teleport you, and then it's going to release the skill when you land. Using Mystify costs 100 stamina, but you do regen stamina during the skills themselves, so this is not an issue at all. If you do use the W key to Mystify, it will try to block jump behind your enemy. This is unfortunately very bugged right now, and half of the time it will just teleport you in front of your target with your back turned against them, which most of the times is resulting in you getting CC'd instead, so keep this in mind. So for the stamina management, we used to have horrible stamina issues, but it's in a good spot right now. You can burn your stamina very fast if you don't manage it properly though. The main things to keep in mind when trying to manage your stamina is to use your space, F, SF and Mystify as much as possible. And try not to spam your direction shift unless necessary for the iframe. This will burn your stamina really fast. You can stay fully protected in super armor while regenerating stamina, or in the neutral game while stalling for cooldowns as well. And this is just one example of it, and then you can weave in SF as well. Your protected movement is usually going to be shift space. direction shift, space, and SF. Then you have WF, which has a gap at the end that you cannot fully cancel, but holding space after, or LMB, is usually what I do. LMB also has an unprotected gap at the end, unfortunately, but it is a CC, and this is my main CC skill. The LMB flow is something you should use as a movement for low stamina cost as well, but it is unprotected off cooldown. And for the CC catches, my 3 main CC skills are LMB and RMB flows, which are usable after most of your skills. And then Shift E with Mystify. And then we have Shift RMB, which is a full super armor knockdown AoE, but you are completely stationary and you cannot cancel out of this, so you can easily get grabbed during it. Then your C skill that summons a general, which can CC your target if they stand still with a knockback. This is the best skill in your kit and you should spam it on cooldown. It's full super armor, regen stamina, refreshes your fog level and can land random CCs on your targets. And your re-CCs always comes down to what you have available. I usually go with this priority though. These are some of my usual combos. The Blinding Slash will apply the -20 DP due to the fog level, but I usually do lazy combos without it unless I fight really tanky targets.
I stay awake all night while my fears all come to life, tearing me up inside. I haven't slept